We are live, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight for another edition of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. It is the Toyota Save Mart Company's 350 at the Sonoma Raceway, our first road course race of the season. First of two in the regular season, first of three on the entire season for the Cup Series side of things. Again, on the career mode, 12 different winners so far this season, 11 of which are inside the top 30. The Chad Fincham watch coming into tonight, he is 37 points below 30th right now, so it's still very well maintainable that he can gain 37 points on the 30th driver points, which as of right now would be John Hunter Nemechek in the 38 car for Front Row Motorsports. So that is that, and then also, as far as where we're at in points, we are 14th coming into this one. As far as being outside the top 10 in points, we're not that far behind 10th coming into this race. 45 points back. Again, top 10 get playoff points at the end of the regular season. So we can definitely get stage points as much as possible. If we are not in position to do so, maybe we'll try a track position strategy here today like we usually see on the road courses in NASCAR. But first and foremost, we have to qualify, as you see on the screen. No practice coming into this one, but we do have session qualifying as always for the road courses. I was just eating dinner, so that's why we did not get into this race immediately after the podcast today. Figured I was like, it's a little bit later. Want to make sure I eat here first. So we're about to get into that race right now. We're starting things off with qualifying. Again, knockout qualifying. The top 12 drivers will advance into round number 2. We'll run 2 laps in this opening round. And remember, no road course chassis coming into this race here tonight as well. No road course chassis, using the Super Speedway chassis for tonight's race. 79 on the engine, 79 on the aero, 79 on the suspension. Not sure how that's going to go. Carson Boyd, Trevor Grimes, Oni, welcome to the stream. I might have missed somebody else in the chat as well. Let me shout you out if I did. Oh, no, I didn't. All right, cool. My bad. I thought I messed it up. And sorry about that, Oni. Yeah, I didn't know I banned you from the channel by accident. I just meant to silence you for that one stream. But I found I was able to find the list in between streams as well. And got you back on there, so sorry about that. But at least the message is sent not to, or at least be careful of making fake accounts. Fake driver accounts is one thing, but always pronunciation. Cars one boy. Sorry, not Carson Boy. It's off the quick glance. I do my best. Alright, warm-up lap in the books. This lap is going to count. Shatter kind of slipping and sliding around this racetrack early. 2 laps to try and get a time that will at least get him into the top 12. Oh, really locked the tires up down to first gear. Through the S's, Chase Elliott makes the pass on him pretty easily. I could have messed up not only his lap, but Elliott's as well, with Elliott having to make the pass. Chase is pulling away. It's been a long time since I've raced Sonoma on this game. Through the carousel. The added carousel. Remember, in the second, or I should say the only Sonoma race this season, but the second one with this configuration happened in real life this year in 2021. Schneider's got nothing for Chase Elliott down these longer straightaways. Remember, relaxed yellows are on for any road course races. And the NASCAR Heat 5 video game as well. Schneider's pushing way too hard. This first lap not going to be that great. I'd have to imagine he's going to have to step it up quite a bit on lap 2 if he's going to want to qualify inside the top 12. Don't know if he's really got the car to do it anyway, considering it's only a 79 overall with not having a road course chassis. A lot better that time through the S's. Really just trying to push as hard as he can all the way around this racetrack. Huge elevation changes here at Sonoma. A little tight. Maybe shifted to third gear a little too soon that time. Into the first of 2 hairpins. A little wide on the first one. Off the curbing, shoving him wide as well. That's probably the biggest mistake in those transition of corners that he has made on this entire lap. It was pretty clean up until then. Coming down into the kink and then one more hairpin corner to get to the start-finish line to wrap up lap number 2. First lap was a 137.697. Overcooks the hairpin again. He's going to really have to get better than that once this race begins. Lap 2 should be a little bit quicker than lap 1. 136.679 that time, and that will be good enough for 23rd on the grid for qualifying. So not ideal there at all. You look at the top 12 with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ryan Preece, both the JTG cars top of the charts. Round 1. It looks like we have at least one driver going to the rear for the start on today's race as well. R6, DB Forever 85 inside Uranus. Welcome on into the stream. All right, here we go. You know, I meant to mute those notifications because as soon as I was getting this thing fired up, I got more notifications again. Patrick Chatterley, welcome. Good, haven't missed the race. Nope, just missed qualifying, that's all. Justin Haley and Corey LaJoy, as well as Ryan Newman, 3 drivers going to the rear for the start of today's race. And putting Schneider up in the 22nd position for the start of things here today. 110 laps around the Sonoma Raceway. I believe the first 2 stages are only 25 laps each, so definitely going to have to hustle at the beginning of this one.
All right, be smart out there. Going green. Be ready here.
Here we go. Green flag in the air. We're underway at Sonoma. First road course race of the season. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the pole.
Left side.
You have to watch the checkup. Schneider going to go 3 wide. Just squeezing underneath Ross Chastain. A little bit of contact up the exit of the corner, but he makes the passes. Clears Suarez. He'll kind of stack it up here mid-pack all of a sudden. Johnson and Bowman stack up on the bottom. Schneider gets around Johnson and Bowman both on the outside. Trying to power through this pack of cars right now. 3 wide underneath Chris Buescher and Clint Boyer. Schneider is gunning it here at Sonoma on the opening first half of the lap, really. Using all the curving on the exit of the carousel, and now he's all the way up to 14th with 8 spots gained on lap 1. Definitely checking up a little bit easier into the hairpin this time. Contact between Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch further up ahead. Schneider a little slow, rolling back to the gas. Oh, big checkup. Downhill into the S's. Almirola pinched off Christopher Bell. Bell checked up as well as Truex and Schneider behind him to keep from running over each other. Ryan Preece takes the lead on lap 1 away from his teammate Stenhouse. Schneider locks the tires up into the hairpin quite a bit to try and get underneath Martin Truex Jr. Couldn't quite clear him. Truex trying to side draft. clear as Schneider for 13. 9 spots gained on lap 1 for Schneider. Unbelievable. But now can he hang on to this track position is going to be the next question. Jason Games, welcome to the stream. Side by side up here. Blaney and Elliott, Almirola, Busch. Elliott clears Blaney. He is on the move. Chase wants to get that first win of the season. 12 different winners already. 3 wide goes Christopher Bell in the carousel. Underneath Almirola and Busch, and he passes them both. Schneider with a head of steam now on both of them. Looking to make some passes, can't do it. Pulls down low into the hairpin. Schneider sends 3 wide. Gets underneath Bell as well. Off the curbing, contact with Bell. Sends him a little wide. Busch is going to get back around Bell, at least to the inside of him. Schneider's inside the top 10. 12 spots gained for Schneider in a lap and a half to start this race. Everything bunched together, taking advantages. Pushing a little too hard into the hairpin though. Didn't do it on lap 1 when he was getting up to speed, but now that things are getting spaced out 2 laps in, it's a little bit different. He's starting to overdrive those corners, those harder braking corners, just like he was in qualifying. A lot better that time, going back up through the transitions of the hill. Christopher Bell putting pressure. Bell's gained a lot of spots here early also. He only started a couple rows ahead of Schneider. Both of those guys making their way into the top dozen. Schneider's only got 4 top 10s this season. Looking for another today. This car is very, very slidey around this racetrack. I will say that, for instance, right now. It is lacking a little bit of grip. And that's probably why he's overshooting these hairpins. Looks like Blaney got back around Elliott. Kurt Busch might be holding them both up right now in 7th. That and trying to multitask of looking at the chat and trying to race on a road course is also a very difficult thing to do. I usually make it look a lot easier, but it's been a while since we ran a road course. So. Man, Schneider again deep into the hairpin. Almirola quickly gets back around him for the 10th spot. It's like the car's loose on entry to the corner when the tires don't lock up at least. And then it's pretty tight trying to get back into the throttle. So it'll be interesting to see if they make any adjustment changes today. Schneider just kind of learns to try to drive the car the way it is now. Try to get the best finish out of it possible. Again, not even having a road course chassis, this was going to be a tough task today as well. And it's likely why the handling is off in the race car. On top of it being a less than 80 overall race car. He had 79 on the engine aero and the suspension coming into this because of the mismatch penalty of this not being a road course chassis. Hard into the hairpin again. He's got to be careful because as he closes in on these battles for position, it's going to be a little bit harder. Elliott again gets around Blaney. Almirola side by side with Blaney right now. Had to lift getting into the downhill portion of the S's, and seems to be an area of the track where you definitely cannot go side by side. Guys are almost afraid to do it here early. Very tough to run side by side on road courses in general. Schneider overcooks it into Almirola. A little contact there. Oh, Almirola just bounced it off the wall on his own that time too. Still cleared the 99. That was not ideal for Schneider, though. Just keeps overcooking it into the hairpin. It's like the tires just lock up. He can't get the car to slow down on his own. Blaney again putting pressure now on Elliott, as Elliott is in the process of trying to make a pass, I believe, on Kevin Harvick. I thought it was Kurt Busch earlier. I believe it's Kevin Harvick. I can know for sure until we get up there. And it is Kevin Harvick in the Mobile 1-4 car. Stewart-Haas Racing. Kyle Larson fan, Michael Turner, welcome. Schneider a lot better into the hairpin this time. Almirola trying to make a pass on Blaney and Harvick. Both the Stewart-Haas cars are side by side right now. And Almirola might have to check up again there on Harvick. He did. Schneider anticipated it, and he gets around Almirola after the checkup. He knew that was going to happen because Almirola did that the lap before when he was side by side with Blaney. Now they're side by side into the kink. Oh, that got tight for Schneider. He had to roll out of the gas, and now here comes Bell. Into the hairpin, trying not to run over Almirola this time. Didn't do it. Probably because he stayed in third gear, didn't slide the tires. But look at how much momentum he lost. How did you lose that much? That was really strange. 10 of the 4 just got shot out of the cannon there. He's going to have to run a bolt down. Blaney's getting away quickly. Almirola definitely seems faster than Schneider, but Harvick has been holding him up here for a little bit. Harvick does not look like he's got a top 10 car early, despite qualifying there. Schneider's going to have a run. See if Almirola can get underneath of Harvick into the hairpin. Oh, he tries the outside. Schneider occupies the bottom as they try to split Harvick 3 wide into the hairpin. And what a move by the 99. He gets around both of them. Up to 9th place. Impressive. Surprised Almirola went to the high side. I mean, he made it work. He got around him, but the bottom was occupied by Schneider. A 3 wide pass in the hairpin at Sonoma. Almirola trying to make the pass back on the 99 again, trying to put the pressure on him and make him overrun these corners. Schneider hits his marks perfectly there. Almirola almost gets to the back bumper. Schneider gets the launch off the exit of the corner. Only 79 on the engine power. He doesn't have the straightaway speed. And Almirola's just going to keep that pressure on him for a while now. The faster cars are starting to file their way to the top of the field, and it's going to be harder for Schneider to make passes now. But he definitely did take advantage of it while he could off the initial start.
Right side, clear right. Right side.
Well, he overcooked that corner a tiny bit, but he beats Almirola back to the gas. Eric took a quick peek, and that was all he had. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Ryan Preece still leads. Again, we've had 12 different winners in the first 15 races this season. Almirola just coming off that win at Michigan last night. Schneider overcooks the hairpin. Almirola should get around him here. And does. No way Schneider's going to be able to keep off with him. Almirola kept that pressure on, and it was only a matter of time before he was going to make the pass. It looked like it. Schneider overruns the kink. And Boyer gets around now for 10th. He's about to overrun the hairpin, too. He's all over the place. Kyle Busch just got around Kevin Harvick in the hairpin as well there, and he wants to put the pressure on the 99 now. How fast Boyer is. We'll see if Schneider can run him back down again. That was a big mistake in the kink. Logano has ran down Ryan Preece to take his first lead of the race now. Lead change up there at the front of the field. Tire's not wearing too much right now. Looking pretty good. I can tell Schneider's really actually running down Boyer or not. Might have locked the tires up a little bit that time, but honestly, it rolled through the corner pretty well. Stayed even with Boyer at least. It's the toughest area of the track, it seems like, for Schneider's car itself, handling wise, outside of the hairpin, just downhill through the S's, and I think that's what messed him up in the kink the lap prior. He just cannot get the car to turn right there, and now not as bad of a mistake as the lap before, but Kyle Busch still gets around him. Schneider overshoots the corner trying to get back to Busch, and Busch double crosses him over now for 11th. Busch scraped the wall a little bit there like Almirola did earlier. It's just so weird that the car just seems to be a little too tight at random areas of the track, and it's like some laps it rolls through fine and other laps it just cannot turn at all. And I think that's why we're seeing him lock the brakes up into those hairpins a lot. I think it's just that the car is tight, it won't turn. Middle of the carousel though, on the transition of going back downhill, really where the car gets loose. Really trying to keep that pressure on Busch right now. Really going to accelerate well here. This is where he got around Schneider the lap prior. Schneider hit his marks about as perfect as he has all day long that time. Through the S's, but now into the kink where he's been struggling quite a bit. Had to lock that right front up just to get the car to turn that time. Into the hairpin, about as perfect as he could right there. But then getting back to the gas with that 79 on the engine power is really struggling. He did just run his fastest lap of the race that last time. Again, that was about as good as he got through the downhill portion of the S's, and I think that's what really helped. Again, multitasking, doing 3 things in a row. Usually I can do it to near perfection on the road course still, but for whatever reason I'm struggling here, and I think some of it is just the overall of the race car. Only being out at a 79, it's not going to drive that great. All things considered, especially on a road course. You know, doing the commentating, racing, and especially the being on manual as well, but doing all of that with the commentating, with trying to look at the chat. Lack of practice and missing that first round of, or second round rather, of qualifying didn't help that he only had 2 laps of practice coming into this race, both in that round 1 of qualifying. Busch is slowly getting away from him, but Harvick, being in 13th, is still losing time to Schneider. Again, Schneider just cannot get the car to turn in the hairpin. Gotta figure that out here today. Care of his tires pretty all right for the moment. Again, only 25 laps in stage 1. We have not had a caution yet today. We've had a lot of them in a lot of races this season. We'll see if the road course racing will do the same. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. lost about half a second, maybe a little more than half a second over the last lap or so to Schneider. Bowman's lined up behind him. You wonder if Bowman might have some speed that could contend with the 99, but Harvick sure doesn't. Schneider wants to get those stage points. He comes in 45 points below 10 in points right now. The guy he is chasing is Eric Almirola, who is ahead of him as well. That's just the first driver that he can catch in the top 10. Again, that's a 10th place driver in points right now, so we'll see if he can catch anybody else. Playoff points are awarded to the top 10 at the end of the regular season, so that could be huge. Hudson M, welcome to the stream. It's Diamond Jeff from the screen. Oh, there you go. Reverse short pitting. I don't know what the reverse part of that means, but I get what you're saying by pitting before the stage breaks. Yeah, if we're not in position to get any stage points, that's likely what we're going to do here tonight, is pitting before the end of the first couple stages. Stage 1 doesn't matter as much as stage 2, but again, if you're on the outside of the top 10 and we don't see other drivers try that strategy by pitting before the end of stage 1, then we're definitely going to do that. First two stages are going to go by pretty quick. The final stage, though, is going to be about 55 laps in length for the entire second half of the race. A little over the second half of the race. They're already halfway through stage 1, just 13 more laps to go. For Joey Logano, you got to worry about maybe losing a lap, too. Now, Schneider being in 12th, I would like to think he's not going to lose a lap by pitting to Joey Logano right now, but you never know. He's already 34.5 seconds off the lead despite being in 12th place. That's how stretched out things can get on a road course. Definitely doesn't have a race winning car tonight, but with some adjustments they could get it inside the top 10. Some late race restarts mixed in there. I mean, he went from 22nd starting position to 9th in about 3 laps. So you never actually know. Fell a few spots back after that, but he's settled himself in right about being pretty much a 12th place car. He can't keep up with Kyle Busch in 11th, but Kevin Harvick behind him. Austin Dillon, has just made a pass on Alex Bowman that last lap for position as well. Pit road will close with 2 laps to go on the stage, so Schneider will probably have to pit with 4 to go on the stage. Assuming he continues to stick with the plan of likely short pitting the stages. Little, welcome to the stream.
All right, halfway to the back.
A little hump getting into the carousel. Sounds really rough on the engine right now under this 99 car. And even right there off the exit of the carousel as well. Seems like in second gear trying to get to the gas. It's just not wanting to rev up all the way immediately while rolling back into the throttle. I'm sure you guys can hear it. It's just got that whoom, 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 whoom. It's not like... It doesn't sound healthy. Guess is what I'm getting at. There's a Diamond Jeff Jr. as well. Diamond Jeff and Diamond Jeff Jr. JJ for short. Yeah, Jeff Jr. Intense concentration break. Yeah, if there's ever a quiet moment in these road course races on the channel, that would be why. Usually I'm able to do both. I think the car's just so ill handling right now that it's a lot harder for me to focus. It's just really tight. Just can't get the car to turn. The hairpins, it's tight on entry, but everywhere else seems like it's tight on corner exit. I can't get back to the gas as soon as I feel like I can. That is where the struggle is at. I'm starting to reeling back in slowly but surely for the last couple laps. Schneider's picker is at an 85 overall still right now as well, so you'd have to assume it's going to be an 18 to 20 second pit stop roughly, a longer pit road here at Sonoma as well, and you just wonder with all that thrown in there, can he stay on the lead lap with pitting before the end of this stage, being this many seconds off the race lead? And that is, again, it's going to be a risk if he tries it. Not sure what lap times Logano is running right now. I didn't see what the fastest lap was in qualifying for the pole sitter. It was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 10 laps to go in stage 1. And we still could get a caution here at some point in the stage as well to really derail everything. Logano is actually in the middle of lap traffic because Schneider has actually gotten a second closer to Logano later into this run. I don't think it's because the 99 car is coming in at all. It's still pretty tight. As you saw right there, it's just, you're in the gas, and it just does not want to turn. The only way he's able to get into the gas early is if there's a wheel hop, and he can just get into the gas, and it's so tight that it just straightens itself out. Starting to pull back ahead of Harvick again over the last couple laps. Bowman has been battling for 14th with Austin Dillon. They have slowly fallen away from where the 4-car of Harvick has been ahead of them. He's now about a second and a half ahead of the 14th place battle going on. One race in reverse is what old racers of the dead would do. That underpowered. I'm trying to read it. I'm trying to read it as I blow through the hairpin a little bit more again. Oh man, really loose off the curbing that time. I had to drop it to first gear to try to get the speed back in it. Haven't seen that big of a wheel hop off the curbing till just now. Everything opposite of the leaders. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know what that term was called. Like, I knew short pitting. So you're not... I mean, it's not exactly short pitting. It's essentially just doing everything the leaders aren't doing. I get what you're saying. You do see that out of these teams a lot. Under caution, staying out to get track position when they pit. If they all stay out, then you pit and get the fuel advantage and the tire advantage and try to do what you can. For sure, that's definitely going to have to be what we're going to have to do on these road courses without a road course chassis. We're probably not going to have one for Watkins Glen, I would assume, too. Really want to get that engine power and everything built up to a 90 first. I don't know if I want... And again, it's going to really come down to how we run at Talladega if we make it to the round of 12 of the playoffs. Because the Robles after that, and if we're running outside the top 10 the whole race like we are right now, we're close, but we're still not in position to get stage points. What is that going to mean? Full-Center Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has dropped back to 11. You wonder if that could be a spot for Schneider at some point today as well. Seems like he is slowly gaining on him. Unlike Stenhouse's teammate Ryan Preece, he's not able to stay up inside the fight for the lead. Preece led about the first 7-8 laps before Logano got out in front. Now Logano's led every lap since. Joey does have one win this season as well. Very early in the year at Auto Club, the only other track in the state of California for the Cup Series. How about that? Now to get the Cali sweep here today. Again, pit road closes with 2 laps to go in the stage, and that's when the race leader gets to the start-finish line to take 2 to go. So if you're up close enough to the lead, you can pit with 3 to go, make it to pit road before pit road closes. But Schneider's instance, he's so far back that he is likely not going to make it. So, oh, I had a stroke there. Matter of fact, he definitely won't be able to make it. So he's going to have to pit with 4 to go if he pits. That's going to have to be when the decision of if he short pits or not is going to have to take place. Again, his tire wear is looking pretty good. Once it gets to 30% or below, it's like driving on ice, which actually might be beneficial for this 99 crew considering how tight the car is. He's about to catch his first lap car here very shortly as well. Can't tell who it is right now. And again, he is closing in on Stenhouse. He's only 9 seconds behind him now. Don't think he's going to get inside the top 10 to get any stage points. So he's gaining ground on Kyle Busch, but it's likely because Busch is in heavy lap traffic, and once Schneider catches up, he'll have to get around that lap traffic also. Tough break for Michael McDowell, known as a good road course racer, but today he's on 39. We have one driver out of the race already, perhaps. There's somebody already pitted, and there's a lap down. Goes quick. Beginning of this lap there on Michael McDowell. Oh, we got it in the back of him. Tiny bit of contact. Middle of the carousel. Who has Logano merch? One of my friends. He's a Logano fan. I got into NASCAR. My sister's a Logano fan. She's got a couple shirts. I know a couple people personally that have gotten into watching NASCAR on, if not every week, at least on occasion, or at least goes to the races with me. Started rooting for Logano. Another huge bounce off the curb in that last lap. They'll be coming to 5 laps to go this time by. Schneider's 42 seconds off the race lead from Joey Logano. The hairpin again. Ryan Newman has driven his way up to 13th. Austin Dillon gotten around where Kevin Harvick's at on the racetrack as well. Newman, another one of those drivers in the top 10 in points. I believe he comes in 6th in points at the track. He's having a great season. 3 stage wins already as well. Indeed, 13 people watching right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. 4 laps to go. This time by at least in stage 1 for race leader Joey Logano. Schneider can stay out this lap and still have the option to pit next lap without the penalty of having pit road closed when he makes it to pit road. So he's trying to cut as much time down as he can. He's got a couple lap cars in the way here. Justin Haley, Chad Fincham drives it deep into the hairpin. Fincham's going to get back around him. Oh, and he clipped Haley. He tried to squeeze in between the two. Contact with the 16 of Haley. Lap cars are holding up Schneider. He's only 5 seconds behind Ricky Stenhouse now. Fincham's holding him up, and only 8.5 seconds all of a sudden behind Almirola, who just got passed by Kyle Busch. Into the kink. Schneider trying to pass Fincham. He can't do it. Definitely staying out of the pits this lap. He might be able to get to 10th in the midst of lap traffic. He's going to need Almirola to get held up a little bit more again, and finally Schneider makes his way through. .7 seconds off the lead. Man, that's going to be a risk. If he hits pit road and goes a lap down, that is not going to be ideal for Schneider going into stage 2. But if he stays on the lead lap, he'll cycle to the lead. We'll start the next stage, and he's starting to lose ground to Almirola again. He definitely could catch Stenhouse the pace he's running right now before the end of the stage, but that would not be for a stage point, though. It would be for 11th. Only the top 10 get stage points. Logano about to get to the line for 3 to go now in stage 1. Still caution-free here tonight at Sonoma. Schneider's gaining a ton of ground on Stenhouse. Probably got loose spots on pit road anyway, too, if he pits at the stage break. He's got less than a half a lap to make the decision. Will he come to pit road or not? What adjustments will be made as well during this pit stop? It'll definitely be a 4-tire stop, you can guarantee that, especially being on a road course. He's got 3 lap cars in his way as well here, so I believe he is going to pit this time. Schneider's going to make his way to pit road. Speed limit's 40 miles an hour. He'll get down in time. Pushed it as far as he could, though. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, and he's going to try to make this stop as quick as possible. Going to take a half a round of wedge out of the race car, and 5% more tape will be the adjustment changes on the 99. Trying to short pit the stage. Indeed, R6, like, share, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Estimated 18.7 second stop, traditional pit road here, servicing the right side tires before the left sides, even though we're on a road course. Pit road is much like many of the ovals, at least with what side of the car you have to try to service first. And there we go, 18.7, trying to get out onto the racetrack. I think Logano just made his way through. Schneider's a lap down, 2 to go in stage 2. Sorry, stage 1 rather. And Schneider needs to unlap himself. Logano's dealing with lap traffic. Schneider's got fresher tires. Plus the adjustment changes. Can he run Logano back down? Logano is right there, just getting into the carousel. Schneider is pushing hard. If he can get back on the lead lap, he'll be able to restart from the lead in stage 2. But if not, he's going to be trapped a lap down to start the second stage. He is pushing extremely hard. His best chance is Logano to get held up in heavy lap traffic, as Joey's dealing with right now. He cannot get around that other race car. He's on the outside of one, but he's still got another one in the way. Schneider still locks it up into the hairpin. He's got a lap and a half to catch Logano, but he needs it to stay green as well. He's catching him quick. These fresher tires have definitely playing dividends. He's only going to have 2-lap older tires on the restart as well. Second place is nowhere to be found. I mean, it's all Logano to win this stage. Schneider hard into the hairpin, locks him up again. He is pushing extremely hard trying to get to Joey Logano. 1 lap to go in stage 1. For this pit strategy to work out, boy, is it a risky one.
White flag, bring it home.
Ran 2 hairpins already. Logano side by side with another lap car. It's going to help Schneider. I don't know if Schneider can get there. He's pushing extremely hard. Matt DiBenedetto is trying to stay on the lead lap. He's also going to have to battle John Hunter Nemechek for the free pass right now, and he is battling the race leader pretty hard. He's holding him back. Half a lap to go. Schneider drives it deep. He actually got that corner to stick, too. And again, Logano going to go to the outside of Matt DiBenedetto into the hairpin. Schneider has to go. He's going to send it hard again. Deep into the corner.
Left side.
Closes in. He's underneath Nemechek. Oh, DiBenedetto with a block on Logano. Schneider tries to make the move. He's going to be side by side going back down the hill. Just clears Nemechek. He outbrakes him. Now he's right behind Logano trying to get back onto the lead lap. Couple corners to go. Logano will win stage 1, but can Schneider get his lap back? Losing ground. Gonna gain it back, though. Into the kink. He overruns the corner. Now he's got the hairpin to go, and that might have been it. Forces it into the corner. Logano goes high. Schneider moves him up the racetrack. Schneider gets into Logano. He gets into him again. Trying to finish the stage on the lead lap. At the line, it's gonna be Logano. Oh, by inches. Schneider was doing everything he could to get his lap back, and he'll have to get the free pass. And Joey Logano will win stage number 1 here at Sonoma. His second stage win of the season. Man. Schneider used up Logano big time. Those final couple corners, and it wasn't enough. He's got 2 seconds of damage that he'll repair. He's going to get the lap back, but he will not be able to restart. I mean, he'll have to restart at the back of the field now. Instead, if he would have been on the lead lap, he'd be restarting from the lead. That's a tough break. 24 cars will be on the lead lap, though, when we start stage 2. There's the stage points on the upper left-hand... Well, I quickly glanced through it on the upper left-hand corner of the screen.
You're coming to the green. Be ready here.
And green flag is going to drop. Not sure why the last, 3 cars are single file back here. It's a little odd. Ryan Blaney wins the race off pit road. He'll restart from the lead. There's going to be a big stack up at the back of the pack going into the S's. Schneider's going to be aggressive. He's got a lot of slow cars to try and pass. Pretty wide still. Oh, look at him just stacking up again. Oh, now there's heavy damage on the 99. He got into the back of John Hunter Nemechek, and he might have just put a hole in the radiator. I mean, he had nowhere to go. They were just all stacking up and making contact on the entrance into the carousel. Schneider's passed a lot of cars on this restart. And we had those adjustment changes still in the end of stage 1. 3 wide underneath DiBenedetto and Truex. Tiny bit of contact. Hopefully that's not more than 5 seconds of damage on the 99, but I'm afraid it might be. That's going to slow this car down even more. He has tape on it too from that those adjustments made earlier. Now it has gotten even tighter than what it was before. It seemed like he slightly fixed the issues. Oh, he's coming in hot and in the hairpin again. That's going to pile more damage now onto the front bumper. That wasn't ideal either. This car was hard to turn before, but with the damage, it is even more so now. Same thing for getting it stopped, too. He's got the brakes all the way down to the floor. Oh, LaJoy gets into him, sends him into the grass. LaJoy gets shoved wide, and Schneider gets hit again by the 32. Schneider's still going to get around Johnson for 18th. That was a terrible bounce off the curb right into Bell. Look at Reddick running Stenhouse wide. Schneider in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he gets into the inside retaining wall, and that's going to be the 4th DNF of the season for the 99. Reddick got into the side of Stenhouse. Stenhouse got loose after the contact with Reddick, and he turned down right into Schneider trying to save his race car, who got underneath Stenhouse after he got slown up and got just ricocheted right into the concrete wall off the exit of the hairpin there at the top of the hill. That was the wrong place at the wrong time on that one. Oh, that happened so quick, too. Only 25 laps into the race. And he just had nowhere to go. Reddick ran Stenhouse wide with some contact off the exit of the hairpin. Both cars were nearly above that curbing, trying to get back on the racetrack when they were side by side, and Stenhouse got right into Schneider trying to get back into the racing groove. I need to take another look at that. Schneider came in hot into the corner, but will hop off the curb into Bell, unfortunately. Yeah, they ran him wide. Schneider got underneath Stenhouse. Stenhouse just came down into him. That was not our fault at all. And remember, Schneider was only back in traffic because he couldn't get the lap back. And plus, the damage with the back of the 38 car of Nemechek only made it more susceptible for a DNF. That was a hard hit into the wall anyway, but, you know, even if it was much lighter, it probably would have DNF'd us because of that. The next race is only going to be a 50% race anyway at Chicagoland, so we'll run that right now then. Being we DNF'd. I mean, the rules are if we DNF in the first half of a race, and we do another one. Usually it's a truck or Xfinity race, but then the next race is only going to be 50% anyway, so we'll just run the next career mode race tonight. That's a tough break. Hate to see that happen. Doesn't even have to be career mode. Yeah, I would usually throw it the NASCAR 05, but the next race is going to be a lot shorter. That just stinks. I mean, there was nowhere to go there. Schneider, I got underneath Stenhouse. Personally, I got underneath him because he checked up so much after the contact with Reddick. I wasn't expecting after he checked up that he was going to... I mean, he was going to have to get back on the racetrack at some point, but I'm surprised he didn't let me through first. He just... I mean, we got right in there because we had so much more momentum after they had lost theirs. And why is Chicago 50%? 4 50% races on the season like we do at the custom schedule season. We ran one at Martinsville. The second one was going to be Chicagoland anyway, but... And because of that, we failed our incentive bonus. We could have had a top 15 tonight, too. We had I mean, we were at least a top dozen race car in stage 1. That was a bad pit strategy at the end of the first stage. It was so close to being brilliant, to being able to restart from the lead. We were inches away from doing it. Literally inches away from beating Logano at the line. But I should have known I was too far back. I was 42 seconds off the lead when I pitted. And it just wasn't enough. I mean, we came out so far behind him, but the only reason we even got to him those last 2 laps is because of lap traffic. De Benedetto was holding him up big time. Yeah, that was a rough outing. 4 DNFs this season. That's where there has been inconsistencies with this 20 team so far this year, that's for sure. Can we get 4 top 15s in 4 races? 3 of them? We might as well go for it. What do we have to lose? That's unfortunate. Sydney Duncan, welcome. That's unfortunate. Finishing results. We're going to finish dead last. I think that's our worst career finish, too, because we had DNF in 3 prior races, but we finished 37th and 38th, all of them. I don't think anybody DNF'd in this race outside of us leading up to it, so. Looks like we finished dead last for the first time in our NASCAR Cup Series career. Joey Logano goes on to win both stages and the race today. Again, the Stage 2 results are going to be what the results are right here that you see on the screen with the top 10. So Logano will sweep the stages and get the win at Sonoma, his second win of the season, and his second and now third stage wins of the year as well. So that was a great points day for Joey Logano. That's tough. That is tough. I guess on to Chicagoland it is. Go into the shop. Again, we need $1.8 million. See, that last place finish hurt us too. That was a decent payout race. I don't know what the payout's $315,000 for Chicagoland. I guess it's not bad for Chicagoland. Indy's a big payout race. Daytona, of course. Wow, Vegas is pretty big too. Bristol. Darlington somewhat up there. So is Dega. Roval, of course. Kansas, Texas. Yeah, well, we'll see. That's tough. Tough way to go out at Sonoma. Again, we had a... honestly, with that adjustment we made, if we could have kept the car clean, we could have finished in the top 10 with that adjustment change. Especially having the track position, if we could have finished on the lead lap to the end of stage 1. If I didn't pit, we would have been right around 12th on the restart. We wouldn't have been that far back. And we were that close to being way ahead of that mess in the middle of the pack. We wouldn't have had to worry about it. But the damage with Nemechek, a couple corners into the restart, with everybody stacking up on the inside, getting into the carousel, and then getting turned by Stenhouse there, who was trying to get back on the racetrack after being ran nearly off it by Tyler Reddick with the contact they made on the exit of the hairpin. So, tough break, yeah. Last place finish, first time we've done that in our NASCAR Cup Series career. 4th DNF, unfortunately, as well. But like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Chicagoland race will be coming up next, being it is only a 50% race, and we DNF'd literally only like 30 laps into our Sonoma race. So we did not get far into that one. So we will do another stream here tonight as usual. If we DNF in the first half of a race, we finish one out with a shorter race next. Whether it is usually it's truck or Xfinity or obviously we're done with that for Heat 5, so it would have been NASCAR '05 truck or Busch Series, but it looks like with the next race being a 50%er, we can get a cup race in here tonight. So thanks everybody. I will see you guys very shortly. Bottom of the hour, will be this. We'll get that next race started up here in about 10 minutes or so. So keep that bell notification button on. Keep a lookout on the channel, and we'll have a short but very good 200-mile race at Chicago. See you guys very soon.